2 minutes left. Archangel Michael has been trying to reach you. I order you to open this right now. A secret courier is coming to your house. Open immediately. Listen. Breathe once, slowly, and let the words settle like a warm light on your chest. This is not a whisper from the world. This is a summons from the place of grace that never sleeps. Right now, feel the air change around you, subtle, sacred, certain. The time is slender, but the weight of it is vast. Do not treat this as a mere sentence to skim and forget. This is a door being knocked upon by heaven itself. Archangel Michael stands attentive at the threshold of your life. His presence is steady, like a lighthouse that does not waver even when the storm wants to drown the shore. He has been calling. You have been chosen to hear. There is a courier, unseen by ordinary eyes, threading the streets that lead to your home. This courier carries more than a parcel, he carries a turning point. Everything mundane that you have been carrying until now, the worn-out worry, the quiet ache, the hopeful secret tucked in the corner of your heart, all of it is about to be rearranged. The courier does not bring noise, he brings invitation. The invitation is simple: open. Open your door. Open your hands. Open the part of yourself that you've been keeping closed because of fear, because of doubt, because of thinking you were not ready. You are ready. The bell that will sound is small, it will sound inside you first. When it comes, stand and answer it. Do not mistake urgency for panic. The urgency is holy. It is the pulse of providence moving quickly to keep a promise. Archangel Michael has been given a task of protection and revelation for you. He is not angry in the way the world understands anger, he is intense with love. He stands like a guardian who will not be turned aside from his mission to bring what belongs to you. He is saying, plainly, with a voice that will shake loose whatever has been stuck in your life, open now. When you open, you will find that doors you thought were closed were only waiting for you to step forward. As you prepare to open, remember to cleanse your thoughts. Let go of the small betrayals you rehearse with yourself, the "I should have" and the "what if" that keep you tethered to old stories. This moment asks for a different history. It asks you to receive radical kindness. A secret courier is not always about paper or parcel. Sometimes the courier is an answer that arrives in a whisper, a reconciliation that arrives as a knock, a blessing that arrives disguised as an ordinary thing. Expect the ordinary to be luminous. Expect the small things, a folded note, a voice on the porch, the shy clearing of a throat, to be carriers of great mercy. You may wonder if you deserve this. Cease that thought immediately. Deserving is the wrong question in the realm of grace. Grace is not parceled out according to scorecards. It does not tally your yesterday's missteps and calculate the currency of your tomorrow. Grace simply comes because you were loved before you ever lifted a finger. Archangel Michael knows this, and he stands now to usher in what was promised long before you understood what to ask for. Receive it without bargaining. Open your hands as a child opens them for a gift, with awe and with thanksgiving. There will be eyes watching that you cannot see. Not in a way that invades, rather, in a way that protects. Imagine a circle of white light around your home, not a prison, but a sanctuary. The courier will cross that circle. He will enter unhindered because heaven's couriers are not delayed by doubt. If there has been a silence between you and someone, expect a sound to fill it. If there has been a place in your life waiting for healing, expect a touch. If there has been a decision that seemed impossible, expect the clarity to arrive. The courier brings momentum. Seize it. When the knock comes, answer with a clear yes. Do not fear the movement of change. Change here is a making right, not a tearing down. Sometimes transformation arrives with the kind of suddenness that startles us, but suddenness does not mean danger. It often means that the long work of preparation, unseen and patient, is finally ripe. Imagine a tree that has been growing in secret. Its roots have been weaving quietly beneath the surface, and one morning it bursts into blossoms so brilliantly that the whole street is astonished. That is what is coming. You have been the patient root work. Now you will be the blossom. Prepare a place inside you to receive this courier. Put aside the small resentments, fold up worry like an old coat you no longer need, and make space like setting a clean chair at the table. When you cultivate a quiet hospitality, the heavenly messenger is delighted. He sees the posture of your heart and honors it. Open not only the physical door but the spiritual door that had been locked by fear. Speak aloud, if you can, I am ready. Come in. Your voice will be the key that unlocks more than timber and lock. It will unlock blessing. Listen for the subtleties. The courier's footsteps may be a soft rustle on the stair, a creak in the floor, a bell that rings inside your memory. He may come bearing a phrase that snaps something awake in you, a name, an address, a small fact you thought you'd forgotten. Pay attention to the small details. In the days following this moment, you will notice signposts, coincidences that are not coincidences, meetings that seem arranged by hands you cannot see, doors that swing open when you thought all paths were blocked. Keep a pen and paper near you when you answer. Write what you receive, for memory loves an anchor. You might meet resistance, not from the cosmos but from inside. Old habits will whisper reasons to delay. Wait until tomorrow, they will say, when you can be more sure. Do not listen. The directive given to you now is urgent because timing matters. Some blessings are time-sensitive, not because God is capricious, but because the rhythms of our lives intersect with opportunities in ways that matter. If you hesitate, another will not necessarily step into your place. The courier comes for you now. Let courage be the language of your body. Stand, walk to your door, and open. When the courier reveals what he carries, let the first response be gratitude, then discernment. Not everything that arrives will be for you to accept blindly. Some things will require careful tending. But gratitude calibrates the heart to receive with wisdom. If you are offered a chance, weigh it with the quiet counsel of prayer. If a reconciliation begins, let it grow slowly but sincerely. The courier is not a magician who fixes everything at once. He is a bridge that brings you to the place where healing can happen. Cross that bridge with intention. Know that protections are being set in motion on your behalf. Archangel Michael's presence means that the path before you will be guarded. This does not mean the absence of challenge, but it does mean the presence of divine accompaniment. When you encounter resistance from people or circumstances, remember the light that met you at the door. Invoke it. Call upon Michael as a friend calls another in the night. Say his name and feel the warmth of a shield around your spirit. This is not fearful invocation, it is anchoring. You are not alone in this movement. Expectation is a spiritual muscle, exercise it now. Expect small miracles, a bill paid, a call returned, a message of reconciliation, a piece of news that changes the ledger. Expect also the deeper miracle, a new posture toward yourself, a lifting of the guilt that has been disproportionate to your deeds, a recognition that you are lovable beyond your ability to earn it. These are the true arrivals that outlast the fleeting thrill of a single good event. The courier may bring things that feed your life for years to come. Receive them as steward, not as sovereign. Stewardship is the humble recognition that gifts are gifts and must be tended. If worry floods you when you imagine opening, remember to breathe and name what you fear. Name it aloud. I fear this will fail. I fear I will lose control. I fear I will not be able to keep what comes. Naming is a way of handing the fear to the light. Once named, pray for perspective. Ask, simply, what would you have me learn from this? You will find that the lessons are gentler than the fear predicted. Fear tends to make mountains where there are stones. Faith flattens those mountains with steady hands. After you open, do not let the moment pass uncelebrated. Celebrate by giving thanks, and then by acting. If the courier brings an opportunity, take the first small step. If reconciliation is offered, send the first honest line. If guidance arrives, jot it down and act on it within 24 hours. Momentum loves motion. Each small step you take in the wake of this arrival attracts more doors to open. The universe conspires with movement. You are not being pushed into readiness, you are being invited into it. Finally, hold this truth like a warm ember against your chest: you are beloved. The courier's arrival is a manifestation of that love, a tangible proof that you are seen. When the world asks for proof of your worth, let this moment be your answer. Archangel Michael stands as witness to your dignity and your call. He does not come to judge but to escort you into what you were always meant to receive. So now, do what he asked. Stand. Walk. Open the door. Say yes. Receive what is sent with an open heart and a grateful voice. The courier will arrive, the knock will sound, the light will spill in. When it does, answer with the simple courage of the one who knows that heaven sometimes comes wrapped in the ordinary. Open immediately. Listen, right now, breathe. Take one quick breath and let it anchor you. I say this not to slow the moment, but because what follows needs you fully present. 2 minutes is not a bluff. 2 minutes is a bell tolling from the unseen, a soft but insistent drumbeat at heaven's gate. Archangel Michael has been trying to reach you. He stands before a light you cannot yet name, and he is calling your name in a way that reaches the bone. I order you, open this right now. You might think this is a dramatic phrase, another message that bangs on the door of your attention and then slips away. But something about this is different. Feel the small tightness in your chest, the prickling at the back of your neck, the sudden hush around your regular thoughts. Those are the signs. They are not accidents. They are the universe, gentle but urgent, tapping you awake. A secret courier is coming to your house. Yes, a courier, not the usual postal noise, not the predictable knock of someone delivering goods you ordered online. This courier carries a parcel folded in old-time authority, not just paper and ink, but a bundle that contains a thread pulling at the stitches of everything you thought was settled. You will know the knock when it comes. You will know the face when you glimpse it because there will be something in their eyes that is not the eyes of a stranger. There will be the quiet gravity of someone carrying a message that lives between worlds. Right now, you must prepare not with panic but with intention. Sweep your mind of the small things, the grocery list, the endless replay of yesterday, the noise of other people's expectations. Make a small place inside where only this message can arrive. It is a sacred clearing, nothing elaborate, only a space that says, I am listening. Say it aloud if you must, I am listening. Create that space with as much care as you would set a table for a guest you love but have not seen in years. You might ask, what is the nature of this courier? Is it physical? Is it symbolic? Both. There will be a physical threshold, a knock, a folded envelope, a rustle of fabric. Yet what the courier brings is at least half spiritual, a revelation, a name that has been sleeping under a pile of ordinary days, a key that unlocks a room in your history you thought was closed forever. It is a secret that, once seen, rearranges the furniture of your life. It clarifies who helped you, who hindered you, who loved you bravely in the dark and who watched from the corners. Archangel Michael stands with his sword not to frighten you but to cut the cords that bind you to lies. He is not a figure of threat. He is a deliverer and a guarantor. His presence is a promise that truth will come, and that whatever truth arrives will be accompanied by protection. Michael is holding a light, and this light makes things visible in a way that compassion alone cannot. It reveals and heals at once. Hear me plainly, this is not the time for speculation or for the poison of fear made into stories. When the courier arrives, you will be tempted to hesitate. You will think of reasons to delay. The house is not tidy, you are not dressed, you do not have the right change to pay for a service you were not expecting. Do not let these ordinary hesitations stand in the way. 2 minutes is a doorway. If you let it close, the rhythm of the next days changes. Opening is the smallest brave act. Turn the knob, lift the latch, say yes. Your yes will not be small afterward. There is something personal in what comes. It touches on relationships you have carried quietly, names you have not spoken aloud, decisions you put off because you feared the fallout. The courier brings not only information but permission, permission to know, permission to grieve, permission to accept the kindness that is owed to you. Expect an unwrapping that feels eerily just, like someone has read the margins of your life and stitched together a narrative that finally makes sense. Do not fear the feelings that will rise when you see what is inside. Shock, relief, anger, gratitude, they may rush through you in quick succession. Let them come and pass like weather. You are allowed to cry. You are allowed to laugh until your ribs ache. You are allowed to stand utterly still while the room rearranges itself under your feet. All of these are holy responses. Your soul recognizes truth as both wound and remedy, and that recognition can feel raw. There is also a financial thread here, not always money in the bank, but a restoration of value. Maybe someone long gone has left you something, perhaps a document that validates a claim, perhaps a letter that changes the legal picture, perhaps a tiny object whose provenance flips a fortune. Maybe the courier brings simply the seed of an opportunity, a name of a person who will help, a place to go, a message that directs you to where abundance has been waiting. Do not mistake the form of what comes for the only way it can bless you. Sometimes the material gift is a symbol, a ticket, an address, a note, but the real gift is permission to step differently into your life. Archangel Michael's voice is direct but tender. Imagine his hand at the center of your chest, a warmth that both awakens and steadies. He says, "You are not alone. There are hands at work that you cannot see. There are witnesses in places you have not looked. Believe this even if your mind quibbles. Believe it in the way you believe that dawn follows night, not because you can prove it every minute, but because you have seen it before. You may have enemies, people who gnawed at the edges of your peace. Forgiveness is not required in the instant of revelation. You are allowed to feel righteous anger. But know this, the revelation will expose not just harm but also the pathways to recovery. It will show the people who helped in ways you could not have imagined, and it will lift the veil where shadow gathered. It is not vengeance, it is correction. Justice, when it is heavenly, comes to restore, not to destroy. Here is a practical note amid the thunder: prepare a small, physical readiness. Put your keys where you can reach them in the dark. Have a pen and a paper ready. Keep your phone nearby with battery and sound on. If there is a place in your house where you feel safer, make it ready as an anchor. These are not superstitions, they are the small courtesies you offer to fate when it arrives unexpectedly. When the courier knocks, answer with clear eyes. Speak your name if asked. Do not be flustered by paperwork. If a sealed envelope is presented, accept it with 2 hands as you would accept someone's trust. If the courier speaks a name you have not heard in years, let the name settle into you. Names hold power, and the right name spoken at the right time can unlock a sequence you have been waiting for in ways you could not script. There will be a moment of decision. The courier's message will present options. One will shine like a small, bright coin, immediate, improbable, perhaps slightly dangerous in the way gifts from heaven are dangerous. They ask you to be different. The other path will look safer, more familiar, offering you the comfort of the life you know. Archangel Michael urges you to choose courage. Courage here is not reckless heroism, it is the quiet, funny business of choosing truth over the comfortable sleep of avoidance. Remember, the life you rearrange today is the life that will hold you more fully tomorrow. This event will ripple. It will touch not only you but family and friends, even people you have never met. Be gentle with the people who will not understand at first. They will bring their own skepticism and loud opinions, and you will be tempted to defend every nuance of what you received. Guard against the urge to explain everything all at once. Some things settle only by being lived into. Let the revelation breathe. Give it time to show you its edges. You may be wondering if this is a test. Sometimes heaven arranges tests not to trick you but to refine your readiness. The courier's arrival will be followed by a short season in which your choices matter, in which small habitual decisions amplify or minimize the blessing. Be mindful of your words in the days that follow. Speak with clarity. When you promise, keep the promise. Be present to those who reach out. Integrity aligns your life with the current that will carry the blessing forward. If a hidden ally appears, someone who knew but stayed quiet, someone who after the courier's visit calls and says, "I knew you would get this," receive them with caution but with an open hand. Sometimes allies. Listen to this now, the air around you is changing and something holy is knocking at the door of your life. Right this moment, with only a breath between the present and the next turning point, Archangel Michael stands before the doorway of your heart, and heaven itself leans in to whisper a secret crafted just for you. This is not ordinary. This is not routine. The hush you feel is not emptiness, it is preparation. The pulse in your chest is not anxiety alone, it is the rhythm of destiny aligning. 2 minutes. 2 breaths. You are being summoned to receive what was hidden, to open what was sealed, to accept what has been waiting for the exact moment you are in now. Do not let your mind talk you out of this. Do not hand this moment over to doubt, to fear, or to the busyness that would whisper, later. The command from the realms of light is simple and unambiguous: open. Open the hand of your heart. Open the door of your life. Open the message that is arriving. A secret courier, not of flesh alone but of purpose, is making its way to you with something that will change the weather of your days. It is arriving with the favor of heaven sewn into its lining, with an answer to a prayer you barely remembered asking, with mercy that smells like rain after an unrelenting drought. Breathe in. Inhale the quiet courage that comes from knowing you are not alone. Breathe out the heaviness that has made you small. Archangel Michael stands like a sentinel of light with a blade of truth that does not wound but cuts through the knots of confusion, fear, and procrastination. He is here to make a way where there has been no way. He is here to clear the path that stubborn doubt has blocked. He calls you by name, the same name that heaven engraved when your soul was formed, and he says, "Open this now." Listen closely. The message you are about to receive will not be a murmur of conditional hope. It will not be wrapped in second guessing. It will come as a declaration, as a bright punctuation in the middle of your ordinary day. Whatever has been whispered behind the scenes of your life is being brought into the light. Whatever was kept from you, whether by oversight, by protection, or by timing, is arriving now because the appointed hour has come. Do not mistake gentleness for delay. Divine timing is precise. 2 minutes is not a threat. It is a gift. It tightens your focus so you will not miss this thin, sacred window when miracles slip through. There are signs. There are tiny, unmistakable nudges sewn into ordinary moments, the flutter of a message notification precisely when you are still, the sudden memory of a name you had let go of, the inexplicable warmth in your chest when you think of a place you had forgotten. These are not accidents. They are divine markers pointing you to the courier who carries what heaven has chosen to send. If your hands are shaking, place them gently over your heart. If your vision blurs, close your eyes and see the vision that Michael brings. A light like sunrise spilling across every locked corner, revealing records, opening doors, and aligning people in your favor. Right now, prepare to open. Not tomorrow. Not when you feel ready. Readiness is a lie the enemy uses to stall the brave. You were made ready the moment you were called. What you need today is not more proof, it is obedience. The fastest route to what has been promised is not exhaustive planning or perfect understanding, it is a simple, courageous act of opening your hand and your heart. Imagine yourself as a child standing at the threshold of a room you once dreamed about but believed you would never enter. The courier stands at the threshold now. Step forward. Receive. If a memory rises that you are unworthy, do not listen. Worthiness is not earned by your deeds alone, it is secured by grace. Do you think the heavens would conspire to deliver goodness only to those who are flawless? No. Mercy does not operate on the ledger of merit. It moves on the currency of love. Receive this with the humble fierceness of one who knows they are beloved. Archangel Michael will not ask you for more than the willingness to accept. Say yes. Say yes aloud if you must. The sound of your assent will set angels in motion. There may be resistance. It could come from within, a voice that rehearses old disappointments, a memory that plays on a loop, a fear that says, "What if it slips away?" Resistance also comes from the world, distractions, obligations, the steady drip of ordinary tasks. These are not insurmountable. They are nuisances that lose their power the moment you decide that the sacred outweighs the mundane. Put whatever you can down. Step away from screens, from half-finished thoughts, from the busyness that is a convenient fence around your heart. Give this the priority it deserves. This is not vanity, it is stewardship. You are entrusted with a life that holds more meaning than the next item on your to-do list. Honor that trust now. If you have been praying for a door to open, for reconciliation, for provision, for clarity, for a person to return, for a job, for a message, for safety, understand that prayers are being answered in ways that exceed your small expectations. The courier could be a person sent across miles, a phone call that breaks silence, an envelope with long-awaited contents, or a revelation that rearranges the furniture of your future. Whatever form it takes, it will carry with it an unmistakable cadence, relief, clarity, and a sense of being seen. Prepare for your environment to shift, relationships to settle into new patterns, opportunities to present themselves with a clarity that leaves no room for doubt, and favor to anchor itself where you thought scarcity would remain. Do not hold this moment in secret because of embarrassment or pride. Pride keeps good things out of reach by pretending you already have them. Embarrassment keeps you small. If the courier asks you to receive and then to act, to sign, to step through, to speak the name that needs to be named, do so without calculation. Let gratitude be your currency. Gratitude unlocks doors. Speak it, feel it, live it. Thank the one who ordered the stars and whispered your name into existence. Thank Michael for standing in the breach. Thank the unseen for doing what only the faithful could imagine. A word on fear. Fear will try to present itself as prudence. It will ask the right questions in the wrong tone. It will make you rehearse worst-case scenarios until every possibility feels like a trap. Recognize fear for what it is, a liar who loves company. Call it out. Tell it the truth. The truth is that God is operating on your behalf. The truth is that protection surrounds you like a garment. The truth is that the magnitude of what is coming is proportional to the faith that receives it. You are not being asked to leap without a net, you are being asked to step into a net woven from grace, angels, and supernatural favor. There are people on the other side of this moment whose lives will shift because you chose to open. Sometimes what arrives to you becomes the instrument of someone else's rescue, a job that restores dignity to a family member, a reconciliation that mends a generational wound, a gift that seeds a community with hope. Do not be stingy with the blessing. Receive it fully and then release it to be used for the good of many. The courier carries not only for you but for the ripple effect your obedience will create. Be generous with what you receive, and watch as your own life is returned to you multiplied in unexpected ways. If you have doubted your call, let this be your proof. The heavens do not dispatch messengers for small, temporary fixes. They dispatch for destiny. A courier is rarely called for what is fleeting. What approaches you now has longevity in its design. It is not a bandage for a wound that will reopen. It is a foundation stone, a marker set to last. Hold fast to this. Do not confuse immediate relief with superficial comfort. The good that comes now will be durable. It will have the capacity to sustain the seasons ahead. Practical things to do in these next moments: quiet your environment. Turn the volume down. Stop scrolling. Lightly fold your hands or open them in expectancy. Speak, I receive, I open, I trust. Keep your posture unguarded, walls will block the flow. Let the courier find you available. If a message arrives, a text, a knock, a sudden connection, answer it with a heart ready rather than a mind tallied with conditions. If the courier asks for a simple step of faith, a signature, a call, a visit, do not overthink. The simplest obedience will carry the greatest weight. You may ask, why me? The better question is, why not you? The divine economy often chooses the unlikely instrument precisely because the outcome will be testified to as supernatural. You being chosen is not a test of merit but of purpose. You are not random. You are selected. What was hidden from you is now being revealed because your life is part of a larger tapestry that requires your thread. You are needed. The courier recognizes that. There will be moments after this when old voices return, asking you to rationalize the miracle into something manageable. Resist. Let the wonder stay wondrous. It is holy to be surprised. It is sacred to allow awe to have its place. Do not domesticate this breakthrough by explaining it away. Keep it as testimony. Share it with those who will steward it well, those who will kneel with you in astonished gratitude rather than envy. Let this opening be a source of humility, not of boasting. Know this: protection is not only around you, it is for you. Angels are not distant symbols, they are active participants in your story. Archangel Michael's presence is not a poetic image, it is a reality. He stands to guard the fulfillment of this moment. Any scheme designed to frustrate the messenger will be thwarted. Doors that were once stubborn will now swing on a hinge of mercy. People who would have missed their cue will arrive at the right hour. Paths will align like stars. You might worry about timing. What if the courier is delayed? But remember, the 2-minute urgency is not a countdown to scarcity, it is a call to clarity. It focuses your attention so you will not miss what matters. The courier could be running on different clocks, but your readiness is the constant that determines how deeply you will receive. 2 minutes of focused surrender yields more than days of distracted hoping. If grief sits heavy on your shoulders, bring it into this moment. The courier will not disdain your sorrow. In fact, what is arriving often has the capacity to heal what grief has fragmented. Bring the names of those you hold close, the hidden, the overlooked, the lost, into your request. Blessings do not parceled only to individuals, they flow into families, into places, into futures. Speak the names. Let them stand under the sweep of this new favor. And if you have been waiting for a word from heaven to stop the cycle of shame, here it is: you are seen, you are loved, you are chosen. The courier carries not condemnation but clearance. The scales are tipped in mercy. If you have felt marked by mistakes, receive cleansing now. The light that Michael brings does not expose to punish, it reveals to free. Let the light do its holy work, to strip away what hides you from your true self and to restore what has been broken. When the courier arrives, when you touch the envelope or hear the voice, do not be surprised if the simple act of acceptance feels like stepping through a curtain into another room, a room where time is reordered and hope is tangible. The ordinary world will still be there afterwards, but you will be different in it. Grace has a way of changing the way we stand in the same space. You will walk forward with a new weightlessness, as if what you carried for years has been returned to you in a purer form. Let me speak plainly, this is not coincidence. This is a deliberate act of grace. The heavens have watched your small, faithful steps and have decided to reward that faith with a tangible intervention. Do not minimize it. Build an altar of gratitude in your life. It could be a quiet moment each day where you remember this delivery, where you name it and set thanksgiving like flowers upon it. The altar does not need marble or incense, it needs memory and gratitude. Remembering keeps miracles from becoming ordinary. Finally, anchor this truth deep within: your life matters to heaven. The courier arrives not because of the applause of people but because of the love that holds the cosmos together. You are part of a story that is being written with intentionality. Your yes in this 2-minute window is part of the plot. When you open, you are not merely accepting a gift, you are stepping into your role as a steward of that gift. Open with reverence, receive with humility, and move forward with courage. Now, take this breath and let it settle. In the quiet that follows, hear Michael say, "Go." In that single syllable is the empowerment to enact the change. Open the door. Open the message. Receive the courier. Let your life be rearranged by what is coming. Trust that God is with you. Rest assured that nothing will go wrong that cannot be made right by the hands that love you. Move. Open. Receive. Your miracle, tender, precise, and appointed, waits only for your willingness to accept it. God says this is for you and only you. Listen closely, do not scroll past these words as if they are noise. 2 minutes remain on a clock only you can hear, 2 minutes that feel like a breath and a lifetime at once. Archangel Michael has been standing at the threshold of your life, his wings a shield of light around you, his voice steady and urgent. He has been trying to reach you. I command you, open this right now. Open your heart, open your hands, open the door of your soul. A secret courier is coming to your house carrying what heaven has prepared. Do not be distracted. Do not doubt. Receive this with the trembling reverence of someone who knows destiny is knocking. Feel the presence beside you. It is real. It is as close as the air you breathe. The heaviness that has clung to your shoulders this season, the worry that turned your stomach at midnight, the quiet shame you kept like a secret wound, is not from God. Let it go. The courier carries release, and with it a new assignment: trust. God will be with you. Rest assured, nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. You are cradled. You only need to trust God and pray to Him. This is not a vague promise, this is an instruction for the moment. Bow your head if you can. Speak if you must. Simply say, "I am ready." Say it aloud once, and the air will change. Do not mistake the urgency for panic. Urgency from heaven is clarity, not chaos. It is the swift hand of repair. It is the sound of locks being opened. Archangel Michael stands with a sword that cuts through lies, with a trumpet that announces truth, and with hands that steady trembling hearts. He is not here to frighten you. He is here to free you. In these 2 minutes, let your faith outgrow the smallness that has kept you small. Let it stretch. Reach for the promise like a child reaching for a parent who always keeps their word. There are things coming to you that have been spoken over your life since before you were aware of asking, restoration where there was loss, clarity where there was confusion, companionship where there was loneliness, provision where there were lack and fear. Heaven's courier does not come empty-handed. He brings keys to doors you thought locked forever, letters of vindication, papers that rewrite crooked stories, and a light that reveals what was hidden in the dark. Some of these gifts will be tangible: a call, an unexpected check, a returned blessing, and some will be deeper: a healed memory, a mended relationship, a courage that refuses to be intimidated. Right now, in the silence before the knock, do these things. Inhale slowly and let it fill your chest like a promise. Exhale and release anything you have tried to carry alone. Name aloud the fear that has felt loudest. Say its name and hand it over. Pray simply, Lord, I open my door. I open my heart. I receive what you have for me. Then listen. God speaks not always with thunder. Sometimes His voice is the quiet that understands your fatigue and answers it with rest. He hears the exact cadence of your prayer. He knows precisely what you need and does not rush or fumble. He sends a courier, indeed, but the courier is sometimes a person, sometimes a conversation, sometimes a document, sometimes a miraculous rearrangement of circumstances. Be ready to receive in any form. Do not allow your mind to sabotage this moment with skepticism. Doubt is human, yes, but faith is your divine inheritance. If you have been hardened by disappointment, admit it. Say, I forgive myself for doubting. I forgive those who disappointed me. I choose faith. Repeat it. Let it sink in like rain on parched ground. The act of choosing faith matters more here than eloquence. God honors the honest, trembling heart more than the polished prayer of the proud. Archangel Michael is with you, but so are other heavenly presences you might not see. Angels are waiting on the edges of your life, appointed to steward this turning. They are aligning every opportunity, nudging the right people, softening the hardest hearts, and setting events into motion that will work for your good. Something that seemed impossible is already in motion because heaven does not procrastinate when it intends to rescue. Trust the timing even when it does not match your own. The courier arrives in the right season. He will not be an empty myth. Keep the door unlatched. Now listen for practical signs. The secret courier's arrival may not look dramatic. It may arrive gently: a knock, a text, the hum of a car pulling up, a neighbor's voice, a letter slipped under the door, a message that appears on your phone at an unexpected hour. When it comes, do not question the messenger's dress or delivery style. Some blessings travel in plain clothes. Some miracles come with brown paper and simple